This board took it hard every which way. Mac Me Too. Indeed. This is definitely a Mac Me Too board. Poor little MacBook. MacBook did not deserve this. Poor MacBook. I think every single pad is gone here. Is that every pad, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Only one is unconnected, so all of them need to go somewhere.
Do you think this is savable?
The only iffy one is this one.
Ooh.
This one is difficult. This one runs all the way across the board to underneath another chip.
Jesus Christ.
So I need to save that little point right there.
Chat wants to hear you. Much cursing.
Let's start it off right. Fuck you, whoever did this. Let me log in and see some chat. I see. I see Alex there channeling the Emperor. If I strike this MacBook down, it will become more powerful than I can ever imagine.
This is not falling off the board. Is this a stream? Sound stream? Huh? Pause talk.
I don't think anything I do here is going to go really well. This is definitely going to be some kind of hack job. Hopefully, let's see if this IC has those side parts to the pad that I can get to instead of getting underneath it. So donor board, IC. Let's see. Yeah. See, I'm just going to try to get this thing on that pad and then connect to these side pieces there with some jumpers to everything. The only one that's going to be a real trouble. Where are you? Is that one top corner. This one's going to be nuts. These two are ground, so I could get that from right here. That's no problem. This one is going to some ball underneath an IC all the way across the other side of the board. So I have to connect to that little nub somehow. Everything else, you know, I could run a wire from here, run a wire from here. This one should patch up okay. That's the only one that's difficult. Just trim this back to where it's actually still adhered to the board. And I'll solder to this part where it's still adhered in the board. I'm debating whether or not I should even keep these pads at all. This still has this, what you're seeing here, it's so high up because that's still the pad off the chip. So that the pad came ripping off the chip itself. Put some heat to this and see what it looks like.
Hopefully it doesn't get you weight. Hopefully it doesn't get you weight. Yeah, I'll just leave it to.
Okay, it wasn't the pad, it was just the way the solder was on there. Interesting. Because of this little nub, because of trying to connect to this little nub, I'm wondering if I should do something crazy and glue the chip upside down over here and run jumper wires to each pad. I almost think that would be a better option than trying to place the chip on top of this little nub. There's nothing here to hold the chip anyway, because there are no pads left for it to connect to.
How's it looking?
Because there's no pads for it to connect to, what I'm thinking of doing is gluing the chip upside down on the board next to it and then running jumper wires to each pad across it.
So dead bug style?
Yes.
So he removed whoever did that removed every single pad is the issue?
Yep, every single pad is gone.
Every single damn pad. Wow. What a joke.
And took a good chunk out of the edge of the board, too.
How do you manage to do that? All this thing needed was a screen replacement. That poor little board.
Okay. Check orientation.
Was this another store job? Probably. Looks like. Where is gloves? Does he want ants? Because this is how you get ants, somebody says. This is not how you get ants. We don't have ants. What are you talking about, ants? No ants. Crazy. This is not a store that will ever have ants again. No way, no how. Paul has been killing ants left and right.
Waging war on ants.
Yeah, no ants for us. I did that stream a year ago, Dead Bug Chip, but it didn't actually work, remember? I tried to do it with an LED driver. I tried to do it with an LP 8550 on a 3115.
That sounds even more difficult than this.
I failed. It was funny because I said, "Yep," and I'm going to turn it on. It's all going to work. And as I try to turn it on, you can actually see and hear the thing go. It was bad.
Okay, which way do I want to flip it?
Time to pick up my fruit bowl. Much fruit bowl. Let's see. Can I crop out the side? Ooh, I can crop out the side, so you only see Paul.
Okay, let me go get the crazy glue. You got the glue? What?
Get the keyboard off of the board.
There it is.
Yes, but they were just saying that maybe that's just the power button does work, and that's on the keyboard.
Oh, yeah.
Get the traps with the clear liquid in it. I have them, and I have the combat ones with the gel inside of them, too. Total all-out warfare on ants here. Okay, let's double check my orientation, and I want to mark pin 1. This should be pin 1, yep. Pin 1 is farthest away from pin 1. Same top to bottom orientation. Okay. Hello, crazy glue. Oh, son of a bitch, it's clogged. You ever reach for a crazy glue bottle and it actually flow if it's not brand new? That was way too much. This is going to take forever to dry now. Son of a bitch.
Fruit bowl. Much almond.
Okay, this is going to look terrible. Can I get this done in an hour?
I think sooner.
Okay, let's touch up
Eating a peanut
all of the
butter nut bowl and it
spots
tastes amazing.
that I'm soldering to.
I can't believe
with
I'm
some
saying
fresh
this.
solder. So I'm not messing with the pads at all. I'm just going to go right to this, this, this. Or can I get ground? I think it's the bottom of that capacitor. I should have a preview screen. I have no idea what you guys are seeing, actually. Let's see, ground. Ground, I can get it up there. Or get it down there. I'll take it from down there. Okay, ground is going to come from right here.
How can I help you? I am.
Now I'm curious to why you think this board would, this a repair like this would not last.
Good. This is a sensor chip, FluxCore. This chip is for communicating with sensors. You ever tried the almond peanut butter? No. It's better? It's better than sense.
Oh, you can copy this. I want one yesterday too. The almonds left. Where are they? The place that I have some on there.
Piernov says you're still not beating Chris Long with his TriStar repair. He did a TriStar upside down.
I think I saw an image of that before.
That's miserable. Paul, what did you do to Lewis? Says, nothing. Paul's done nothing. He's a great guy. Louis, how do you test new applicants to see if they're qualified for the job? Usually giving them this on the first day.
Now, he took a working board and sent 20 volts to a part of it and said, here, fix it.
Was that what I did?
That's what you did.
Do you remember what I sent 20 volts to?
The ISL.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of obvious because you left a hole in the ISL.
Yeah, I'm not good at being subtle. Speaking of 20 volts to chips, wonder if that person got their GPU replaced.
Oh yeah. That was 30 volts.
36 or 32. Yeah, 32.
5.1
And it still didn't blow up when you first put it in there.
That was like the max efficient use.
Yeah, Chris Long did, but I couldn't. I tried to do upside down LP8550 and it didn't work. This is just guttural rape. I don't understand why somebody would rip every single pad off of this chip, or why you would even be touching the side of the board in the first place.
I think this happened while opening it. Somebody shoved a tool straight through the underside and just popped this right off the board. Because the clip, this is the bolt that the clip goes on. So this is where you're going to feel it holding. And
Jesus
right
Christ.
there is where this tool went through.
This is not the same board from the last stream, but it's a similar problem. Do you really have that little faith in me? You think right after turning the camera off, I just took a knife and just stabbed the board just to torture Paul? It did make it convenient. I didn't have to log into Restream and change the title.
This is not ground. I'm on the wrong side of the chip. These are ground.
I'm too lazy to log in. And then I have to change it on Twitch too. Restream lets you change it on every site.
This over there.
Almost to the ends of the peanut
Yes,
butter
this over
almonds.
here. Okay.
This is better than sex. Hmm. It's so much better without that fucking thing on. I know. I don't. There's got to be a better way to do that shit. Or just put it on the lowest setting.
Okay, what's next? Let's get the smaller jumper wire now. Now that took care of power and ground, so that's why that's the large jumper wire. Now the signals, they can get the smaller jumper wire. I'm gonna save that near impossible one for last.
That's some.
Ugh. I hate schmutz on my tweezers. Judge my repair skills. Yeah, we need like sports commentary. Oh, so he didn't go for the knife this time. He went for the wiggle routine to break the wire. There's an extra little bend in the wire. Judge is going to take off some points for that.
I'll mute.
So this extra nastiness has got to go. This extra shit, that's got to go.
Someone says they feel like Dave from AEV blog would make a good shoutcaster for this. Or AVE. I would love to have AVE narrate these streams. How much would you pay to watch AV do one of these board repairs?
He would just take a hatchet to it or a sledgehammer. He'd come in there with a Makita power drill and just destroy the whole thing. Something that AVE is not is subtle.
A mini chainsaw? How do you think AVE would get that pad scraped? I mean, that tray scraped.
Mini chainsaw, yeah, that comes to mind. That might work. If not, maybe like a Roto Zip or a Dremel.
I don't think he would leave Canada to come here and do one of these, though. He is from Canada. He's a Canadian from Canada.
Need flux. Why do I use so little flux? Because I have to clean it. So why put more cleaning into it? See, the jobs that I do, I have to finish. I don't get to put them in somebody else's status for assembly and test. I have to assemble and test. How many millimeters across is this chip? Probably 3 or 4.
Paul is one of the few people I've ever met on planet Earth that owns a micrometer. He can measure these things.
Actually, yeah, I should just go get our mic and
Don't ask Paul questions that require getting tools that are not related to making this work, please. Ooh, looks like I got another easy one.
That's not fair.
This is random picking. A1398 grabbing 0.2 amps and turning on. That means no CPU, no GPU. Which means ultrasonic will fix. Alright.
Well, let's see. It is always something interesting when you see a good representation of what size these things are. So I think I have a dime somewhere on me. I will put a dime in view of the chip. There, it's smaller than the date of 2016 on a dime. The entire chip is smaller than the date of on a dime.
Amtech has a new NC Flux out. And crap, the message went off the screen. Shit. I wasn't watching the screen.
Now I have that one last really delicate wire to do. But before I do that, I'm going to clean up this whole area because I don't. Once this is in place, I do not want to scrub hard at all on anything.
Amtech has a new flux out, VS213A-TF. It adds wettability to lead-free solder, which 559 didn't have, and has the lowest voiding properties of all Amtech's fluxes. I bought some and we'll let you know how it is. I gotta try it. I fix? Oh, I forgot to put it in progress. Whoops, sorry. Do you think that those wires are too thick for temperature reading? I mean, too thin for temperature reading?
What, the data wires? No, definitely not.
Sure, wait, though, that's SM bus. It wouldn't change the temperature. That looks pretty sexy. I like that. So does that pin on the left not go to anything? Not connected?
The one is unconnected in the middle. There is one unconnected. But I'm saving the last difficult one for after I clean.
Someone's implying that your flux container lasts longer than my flux container.
By at least a power of 3.
I use just enough flux to get the job done, thank you very much.
Just enough.
Does AVE use flux?
I've never seen him solder.
Mm-hmm. Haven't tried it. I will try it, maybe, depending on how Tim says it is.
Okay, now the last one. Which this one I think I'm going to do in stages. I'm going to first connect it to the board, that little nub on the board, and then I'm going to cover it over in UV solder mask to make sure it's good and stable. And then I'll run it over to its pin and connect it.
Temporarily. T Equipment sells the Quick now, and they lowered the price to 6 cents below mine.
6 cents, huh?
Price war, wow. I think they're mad at that chargeback I filed 3 years ago. Yeah, somebody's salty over that chargeback from 3 years ago.
Okay, let's zoom in on this. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of flux too, which I don't really want to do.
You think T Equipment getting it in stock is the reason that I'm not that it's been much more difficult to buy them?
They took your stock order?
Yeah, bastards.
How dare one company take another company's stock order?
How dare they get access to it just because they have more money, more name brand, net recognition, and better SEO? Totally unfair. I knew about it first.
Just enough flux.
Not too much flux, though. Too much flux is bad.
Ah, I lost my wire.
Can't wait to see what temperatures we get now.
Ugh, I bent my wire the wrong way. The pain. The pain. Where is Lewis? Lewis is working on nice, easy, no backlights.
Lewis has a board with no CPU, no GPU, and no posting. This actually only has corrosion on PP3v4 too, which means that likely the SMC got hit, and if the SMC got hit,
Ugh.
the SMC got hit.
Why do I feel a camera pointing at me or something? Why is there something else in my pile? At least that's fixable.
That's
Right.
my guess is SMC. It's taking 0.2 amps. It's not posting. SMC has to do with posting, and SMC is on the PP3v42 line that got corroded.
I'd rather do an SMC than some of this touch bar crap.
Or everything is dead.
There you go. There, I needed more flux. Happy? So now that I have it attached to the board, I'm going to clean it using many Q-tips. I want it to be completely free of any flux so that the solder mask adheres it to the board as best as it can. Son of a bitch. Exactly what I did not want to happen. Ugh. It's not going to stick dry. I'm going to have to put more flux. Yep. Figures.
What's that? Oh, I thought you were done. Now you have to solder everything. Oh, geez, I thought you were done. That was just one part of it.
No, this is just one pin.
Yeah, so everything you did was just running the wires to the chip. Now you have to run the wires to the...
No, everything's run.
Oh.
This is just one that doesn't have anything near it. This one little via runs all the way to the other side of the board.
It sure is meaner, Mort. That's what this was. Another sensor chip. Man, that is an effed up looking board. Damn, T Equipment owned me. They're selling every single quick.
Now we're down to 460. The price is
27.
They have the other models?
They have every model.
Oh, wow.
yeah, but the only good one is this one.
Yeah, they don't know that. But they have enough money that they don't have to give a shit. They can just buy everything.
I'd like to try one of their soldering irons sometime.
Yeah, why don't you just go buy one from T Equipment, you fucking traitor?
I'll buy one from Micro Soldering Supply.
I'll throw tweezers in your eyeballs. No. It's,
That thing's decent.
for $100, you can't expect
Yeah,
much.
for 100 bucks. That thing doesn't use the rate. I'm happy with this one. Good question. Which soldering iron should I get? I know the HAKKO is good.
TS100 or HAKKO.
Should I try a quick one?
If you want to, sure. Probably not. They don't use induction. See, are my ads up yet? They're saying not to stare into the UV light.
Yeah, all of my batteries are dead. I need
What?
AAA batteries.
No, we have the dryer. The CVS thing.
All of my batteries are dead. I need AAA batteries.
His mouse has AAA batteries.
Let me borrow your mouse batteries. Here, charge these.
Oh, that's where the rest of them were.
So I get no mouse till I charge these. Hey, are those? Can I get a power strip and just mount it right here?
Absolutely. Yes. Just, can you stare at UV light through a camera? Or does it still mess you up the same way?
I think it's fine through a camera.
Are
I
you
think it's
staring at it?
I think it's pretty fine through these too, because I'm sure the glass is blocking the UV.
Amscope, do you block UV?
Oh, here's the cable for the notebook.
Why are you putting shit on my desk that wasn't?
Here's the cable for your pad here. And the brick.
Somebody says my monitor doesn't block UV, Lewis. Paul's gonna get cancer now, says potato potato. Brad says I'm a reed head, so that just gave my face a tan. Paul made something beautiful, says Adam Rods. I agree. This is beautiful. Wow. That is sexy. Oh, there's one more wire to go. I didn't. Doesn't look like there's enough flux there. That definitely doesn't look like a nice amount of flux. Have you finished your tube yet?
I had to buy and grab a brand new one.
What is that? What the hell is that?
That is enough flux.
That is not enough flux.
That is enough flux.
It's not even close. Oh man.
Look at that nice, pretty little
People
solder
are not
joint.
going to buy more flux if you... Wait.
That is a happy little solder joint right there.
That is... Needs more flux.
Yeah, what about the other solder joint?
I think they all need more flux.
That is a happy little solder joint.
That is a dehydrated little solder joint.
This one and this one.
Screaming for flux. Ooh, a JTEC.
I'm putting a chip upside down on a board, and you get a JTAG removal.
Let's see. Actually, this may need a little more than JTEC. Damn.
And where can you get more flux if you need more flux?
Store.rossmangroup.com. Cheaper, faster, better than T Equipment. Don't delay. Skip out on ordering from T Equipment today. A fitter, happier, more positive supplier. Fitter, happier, more productive. Fitter, happier. Wow, all this needed was the I/O board. That is so cool.
That sounds awful.
Let me see if it was the I/O. It's probably that or the trackpad. I'm pretty sure it was the I/O board. Not the I/O board. Hmm. Not the trackpad. All right.
Not the keyboard.
If it's, I think.
It's probably the keyboard.
Let's see. Keyboard. Nope. All I needed to do is unplug the keyboard, trackpad, and I/O board and plug them back in, and this board works fine. I'm done. Woo! I'm done. Ultrasonic and this is not. This is just ridiculous because I am choosing these at random.
Well,
Someone asks if this needs a crest clean. I don't. That's the thing. This wasn't corrosion to begin with. This was idiot damage by prying it off. So since it was never corrosion to begin with, I wouldn't bother putting this through the crest. I think I know why Lewis uses so much flux. If you buy more flux in bulk, it's cheaper per unit, so he gets it cheaper. Money-saving bastard. Indeed. Need to keep my discount going. Yes. You haven't finished a flux yet? What happened to your hand? Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's worse.
What if you use hot glue instead of UV solder mask to hold the wires? No hot glue. Hot glue makes board sad. We still have a lot of that green stuff, I hope. Can you please take this board to the Apple Store after the repair just to see the look on their faces? Who's talking about surfaces in my chat? There is no such thing as a surface. No, I'm checking to see if my Google stuff showed up. Okay.
Okay, I think that's it. Want to grab a good thumbnail?
Got a nice, yeah, before.
Oh, okay.
Does it work though?
Yeah, that's the question.
If this says 129 Celsius, that would be a kick in the balls.
Yeah, it would.
This tip is for tall. By the way, I learned 3 days ago that Papoy means pig in Filipino. How fast does it boot?
As long as the fans aren't on high as soon as it turns on, then it should be fine.
Come on, Daniel, just fucking. Don't be a tree. Much fast boot.
The fans haven't even come on at all.
Well, it's a Mac. It's a MacBook. Can you show the people that there's no fans turning on? This is an Apple product. It boots and the fans don't even spin.
No fan spinning. Booting in OS.
Gotta love it. No dead graphics chips on these machines ever. No, sir.
Awfully warm. Wow, that's so much faster.
What are your temps? 1 second. Sorry, had to scream at somebody. Look, we're back. The CPU is 41 Celsius. No fan.
Outgoing air was
Outgoing air.
26.
Outgoing air is 26. Incoming air is 22. How is there outgoing air if there's no fan on?
Oh, it's outgoing, all right. It's outgoing somewhere.
That is a hot heatsink.
It gets hotter. So there you go. The dead bug works.
Bada bing, bada boom. Everybody's typing F. What is this shit? Why is everybody typing F?
Again,
Stop typing F.
enough with the F.
If I disable the fans on my MacBook, I get 90 Celsius within 30 seconds. You probably have an older one or a machine with a dedicated GPU and a quad core.
Everybody keeps taking F.
What is this typing F thing?
Respect.
What does that mean?
Type F for respect.
Why?
Either someone died or
Why don't you type R for respect? Why F? That doesn't make sense to me.
Somebody put active cooling is for chumps.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, let's actually make the fans come on then.
Keyboard backlight connector.
Let's run a fuzzy donut for a little bit and see when the fans come on.
Wow, that's pretty smooth. Do you have
46 frames per second. 45.
Do you have anti-aliasing on?
No.
No wonder it's so smooth. 78 Celsius. And there's no fan!
Still no
There's
fan.
no fucking fan at 78 Celsius. 81.
81. Like the hardware monitor there.
Oh, here we
finally
go,
came
here we
on.
go.
Oh wow, that's hot.
Jesus, that burned me.
Sensor alarm.
Sensor
the,
alarm.
the program is alarming, but that's okay because the MacBook is that's what it's doing. What it does. That's really hot.
Actually, can you turn that off? I want to figure out the exact temperature that it does it. So I want to have the camera on there and the HDMI output with the temperature.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's see. I want to be able to tell exactly when the fan turns on. So I got to
So let it cool off again.
Yeah. Compressed air it maybe.
Go put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Hold it in front of the air conditioner. Is this vent on? This vent is on.
Yeah, there you go.
Something I would do.
Turbo cooling of a MacBook.
MacBook.
When you live in the hood, you can't afford a CPU fan. What are you doing? I'm trying to play Fortnite.
What's it at? Fans are off. CPU is 46.
All right. Let's put it down here. Test.
Hello?
All right. So today we're going to see at what point the fans decide to turn on in a MacBook. As many of you who watch the channel know, it is very, very common for CPUs or GPUs to die on these machines because they have a tendency to overheat. So I'd like to see at what point the machine decides it sees fit to actually spin the fans so that the MacBook can be cool. So this is an A1706 Touch Bar MacBook, and I'm gonna put a thingy on the screen. Yes, a thingy. And it's going to show us the temperatures while running something called GPU test, which I just closed by accident. Oh, shit.
It's right there. That one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
So let's see if we got the external screen. Okay. So we're going to put GPU test over here. Now, it's this one, right? So these are our sensors. And I'm going to switch it over. I'm going to zoom in on the fans of the MacBook. Let's zoom in on the fans of the MacBook. And so that you could see the point at which they decide to spin. Okay. So right now, looks like we're at a temperature of 42 Celsius. It's nice and idle. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Let's zoom in on these fans.
Hold on. Let me get something first.
What? Let's put the resolution to
Excuse
14.
me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Let's
Excuse
see.
me. Excuse me.
I'll put it to 1440 by 900. Anti-aliasing at 4x. And we will run the stress
Excuse me.
test.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
So at what point
A lot of people working here.
are
now.
the fans going to start spinning? What's that? Oh, it makes it easier to view. Okay. Is that a mod? Did you get this from Linus Tech Tips or something? Is that gonna get me more FPS in Fortnites? Or Dotas? Can I play Unreal Tournament at 8K now? Okay, so we're gonna run the stress test. The first thing I gotta do is see what the temperature is right now. Can we get this to show up at the yeah. Yeah,
You have to click it once the.
there we go. All
Once
right,
it's
so we
running,
got the
I think.
widget.
Oh, it's staying on.
Yeah, I
Cool.
moved the widget. So we're gonna run the stress test. And what temperature do we need on this thing? Okay, it's running it on the other screen. So you can't see it, but you get the idea. So we're at 65 Celsius, no spinning fan. 69 Celsius, no spinning fan.
The alarms have gone off on the widget.
The alarms have gone off. We're at 75 Celsius, and the fan is not spinning. This is why MacBooks die. 81 Celsius. 81 Celsius is the threshold to spin the fan.
81.
That's a... Dear God. Let's see. How high does it go if you keep it on?
What's the fan at right now? The lowest RPM they could be 1,000 RPM.
Can I drag this over to the other screen? Or? Yeah, you can. There we go. There's my little bubble.
There's the furry donut.
I might as well do that again with the little furry donut. My God. It's at 93 Celsius.
The RPMs have started to climb. We're at 2,500 RPM.
Yeah, it's actually only at 2,500 RPM. It's not even at that full RPM yet. What do you have to do to get this to full fan RPM?
We wait a little bit, maybe.
This is 2K RPM. I'm going to put my... Here's the DPA 4065. I'm going to put it right above the fan.
Goddamn, that's hot. Oh yeah, Omnibus.
The tape might not be helping. Okay, we can take the tape off. Here. Let's X the stress test.
Now the fans will restart. They restart full speed.
I don't want to run the stress test while you're stopping the fan for even a second because that'll kill the CPU on this piece of garbage. Let's see. Yeah, I'll lower the resolution more so it's easy to see. All right. How do you... Okay. Let's see how fast it cools down. They really don't want this thing to ever make noise, do they?
No.
They don't care if it cooks itself from the inside, as long as it doesn't make noise.
They don't care if the keyboard types as long as it looks pretty.
Let's see. Still at 56. Ow. Zzz. Yeah, that's hot. I would die laughing if you could cook an egg on the keyboard. Should we do a video trying to cook an egg on the keyboard of one of these?
You could keep.
I want to see if you could cook an egg on the heatsink of one of them. I want to do something that keeps it. I want to do something where the temperature doesn't go over 70 Celsius so the fan doesn't come on, and see if you can actually fry an egg on the heatsink.
You totally could. Just like.
We need to find somebody with a machine shop to make a custom heatsink that's a little frying pan.
Or something that fits on top of the stock heatsink, just to be fair. Airport proximity is 129. Oh, we don't need airport proximity. We went through that in the last stream and wasted 20
doesn't
minutes on that.
exist.
That sensor doesn't exist, even though the schematic says it does. Piece of shit.
Have a good night.
Compressed air.
I don't have any compressed air. Alright, so let's try this one more time. Run stress test. Okay, that's the ball. No fan spin. No fan spin at 77. No fan spin at 82. 83. 83 degrees, and we get a fan spin. And the fan is only kicking in at 1200 RPM. Why are you content to let this machine sit at 89 Celsius? See, this is the question that I have for Apple. I get that you want it to be quiet. Why are you okay with this sitting at 91 Celsius if you're only using something like like 30% of the max fan RPM. This is insane. Really? 92 Celsius? Is being quiet that much more important than the machine lasting more than 2 or 3 years? Because make no mistake, this is going to fry.
You have to think different.
Like, yeah, think different. You know why in all these machines where I say dead CPU, PM sleep S5L missing, dead CPU, PM sleep S5L missing, PM sleep S4L missing? This is why. This is insanity. There's no reason for that. There's no good reason for that. I mean, I guess there is a good reason for it, which is, you know, machine not lasting longer than 2 or 3 years, but look at that. PECI GPU temperature, 91 Celsius. Jesus Christ. And forget about trying to touch this thing. This will burn your lap to hell and back. All right, so that is going to be it for today. That is our stream. And as always, I hope you learned something.
Later, everybody.
A big thank you to Paul, by the way. Paul, take a bow for this amazing repair.